FlaVR, the future of AI VTubing. FlaVR is a talent agency that was never intended to exist. FlaVR was created on November 12, 2022 by Pippa of FaZe Connect and her YouTube chat. The basic idea was simple. Create a humorous fake VTuber agency, which within its own lore was run by a corrupt and exploitative black company. And so, by theming the entire company around food, Pippa managed to create a unique identity for the group. She then assigned them character traits based on how the characters looked and how she imagined they would act. Meet 5 VTubers so fresh, they're still mooing. Baked Fresh, who totally baked those cookies. Rika Paprika, spicy hot Chilean fighter capable of defeating Goku. Dr. Citrea Lalime, certified doctor and shitposter with a sour attitude. Donavina Di Merlot, wine connoisseur of the Italian mafia. And Senna Bonbon, do-it-yourself expert who literally does everything by herself. These 5 VTubers formed the basis of FlaVR, acting as the first wave, FlaVR Fresh. Pippa took the role of FlaVR CEO, and as her first act, she forcibly changed the name of Baked Fresh to Minna Vanilla. Pippa's chat protested this act of corruption, but to no avail, and the change was made permanent.
Should her name be Minna Vanilla?
Pippa released these assets to the public, and then immediately afterwards took a break from streaming for the next few days. But it wasn't as if the members of Pippa's fanbase were going to take a break, and so Pippa's little flans decided to do FlaVR themselves.
There's a real girl behind
Okay, buddy, fuck you! Fuck you! I wouldn't need one! I wouldn't need one if it wasn't for your little shenanigans!
In a move that likely influenced most of FlaVR's early shitposting, Azehara channel accused Minna Vanilla of selling spicy photos.
Nice.
Of course, at this point in time, none of the Minna Vanilla accounts seem to have been created, so this wasn't actually possible. Inspired by Azehara's shitposting, someone also made a Kuro Company account, the evil and corrupt owners of FlaVR, and totally not a company designed to exploit its talents. Someone eventually made chatbots for each of the VTubers. Now anyone could talk with their favorite Oshi. But that wasn't enough for some fans. With the original assets released, anyone was able to transform into the perfect, flavorful talent all on their own. 2 Minna Vanillas appeared. One was a Twitter role player, while the other one set up a YouTube channel. A third Minna Vanilla, at Baked Fresh FlaVR, appeared a week later. Dr. Citrea Lalime whisked up his own character trailer and debuted over the span of about 2 days. In this debut, he pretended to have organized an Among Us collab with his fellow FlaVR members. Except none of them showed up, because at this time, they didn't exist. But that would change quite shortly. Someone took the Senna Bonbon name and, true to the Senna character, began making her own model. But then people began to make their own recipes. Say hello to FlaVR Mpreg, short for male pregnancy, straight from the mind of Ashalia Leah Rinko. Each talent in this branch was a pregnant male. This branch didn't quite take off in the same way that FlaVR Fresh did, and all of the talents involved seemed to have quit once the joke wore off. Another wave called FlaVR Max also appeared, using designs composted by Pippa. Now, as all of this was going down on Twitter, behind the scenes, Pippa was being contacted by various members of FaZe Connect, both her co-workers as well as her boss.
Cancelled. 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 Cancelled.
We shop music, my beloved. So many of my coworkers have been messaging me like, so like, actually, are you not doing any of it? Like, actually, like, so like, do you actually like run these accounts or something? Like, well, none of them. I don't own any of these. None of them. I have no part in this. All I did.
Pippa returned from her short break, and immediately spurred out. Pippa, aware of the accusations against Minna, began to ask her about the spice that she had shared with her audience, using the character.ai chatbot that was created for Minna Vanilla. She then proceeded to ERP with the chatbot, knocking it out and taking pictures of her custard pie. All of this occurred in text format, of course. These actions had consequences. The Kuro company Twitter immediately turned on Pippa, blocking her from viewing tweets. However, the highlight of the night was when Pippa's friend Kersha posted a twitlonger accusing FlaVR CEO Pipkin Pippa of sexually harassing talents.
How could she put someone so vulnerable in a position like that? About Minna sending lewd pictures to her whales as an extra thank you. Things took a dark turn. Here are some live screenshots of the interaction.
Naturally, since Pippa only talked to the AI chatbot, these accusations of sexual assault were entirely jokes. This led to Kersha appearing on stream demanding an apology from Pippa.
I hope you have your creator apology ready to go by tomorrow morning.
Okay, buddy, fuck you!
Both later received criticism for making rape jokes. The hilarious Schizo Bunny reaction to FlaVR's rise only added coal to the pizza oven, and the community began to meme even harder. November 17th, a live 2D rigger named Romania-chan released a Minna Vanilla model. It's free for everyone to use, just give credit. On November 18th, Minna Vanilla 1 graduated, citing personal reasons. Donna Vinna di Merlot also debuted, although she was initially unvoiced. Around the same time, Miliardo VT created FlaVR Invaders for original OCs. This parodied FaZe Connect's own FaZe Invaders branch. On November 20th, the second Minna Vanilla, the Temp, went on indefinite hiatus, specifying harassment as the reason. Not cool. This left only the third Minna Vanilla, at Baked Fresh FlaVR, as the only surviving real Minna Vanilla from the OG era. November 22nd, Donna was raided by the FBI. She was then promptly replaced by her pet chipmunk Donatello, who began streaming in her place. As it turns out, this version of Donna was voiced by another streamer, Azra Arcane.
No, I don't have hands. I'm sorry. Wait, I need to make a call.
No, you're resisting. I'm sorry. Pew. You dead now?
The @Donna D. Merlot handles have since been claimed by another. On November 25th, Pippa and her fellow FaZe Connect member, Panko, created 2 additional members of FlaVR, this time to be known as FlaVR Toxic. Panko took the lead in this stream, and Abigail Anemoya and Niana69 were released to the world. Both had active Twitter accounts by the next day. At about this time, FlaVR began to get a bit out of control. Fellow FaZe Connect member Tenma asked FlaVR members to stop trying to contact her in both her streams and on Twitter. FlaVR talents had been messaging her and other members of FaZe Connect on Twitter, and evidently were raiding other VTuber streams, although we have no idea exactly who was doing what. When this event was reported on by False ID, he revealed that he had been messaged by FlaVR talents asking if there was more information to know.
Us if there was more to the story, with self-described members of FlaVR asking us for context or even quote if the FaZe Connect talents are acting like a-holes.
But in general, most people backed away from the other FaZe Connect streamers. Many FlaVR talents immediately began to attempt to set boundaries.
Still a little hungover. I just wanted to come on here to remind you guys, I'm watching through Pippa's last stream and I saw she brought up collabs and you guys were asking on my behalf. While I am grateful, I need you guys to stop doing that.
In early December, a second Dr. Lolime debuted. She became known as Kino Lime to differentiate her from the first Dr. Lolime, who became known as Brolime. Multiples of the same talent were always welcome in FlaVR, and so a second Dr. Lolime was never a problem. But no one knows who the real Dr. Lolime is. Abigail Anemoya and Niana69 debuted in early December to mouth-watering reception. By this time, FlaVR had stopped being a joke and had started to be a bit more serious, so the talents themselves took their jobs a lot more seriously. A third generation, FlaVR Sweet, debuted shortly after FlaVR Toxic. This generation appears to have had no input from Pippa, and they seem to take their jobs somewhat seriously. At the end of December, Senna Bonbon got invited onto Pippa's channel as a guest member. Senna is, out of all FlaVR members, perhaps the one who took making content the most seriously. She made her own custom model, themed her own stream properly, and took the greatest advantage of everything that Pippa made, while using her own do-it-yourself skills to personalize and customize things a bit further. Turns out, Senna is kind of a big deal. Once January hit, FlaVR began to die down for real, although there is a bit more to know. Ju1 Sugar Bloom was retroactively added to FlaVR Fresh, due to using a design that was made by Pippa in an earlier stream. Evidently, Donna survived the FBI and plans to start streaming again on July 28th. Pippa herself has stated that while she would like to do more FlaVR stuff, she doesn't feel like it's a good idea because it has now taken on a life of its own. It's no longer truly hers.
Wanted to do more stuff with FlaVR, but I also feel like it has like an existing culture now, and I don't want to step on the toes of it. And then I also feel like it might end up pissing off the other people in Face Connect if I do more FlaVR stuff. Because the reception to the first few FlaVR stuff was not great.
On May 28th, the Kuro Company Twitter account announced that several FlaVR members were going to be removing the name FlaVR from their names. Because FlaVR is technically an open source VTubing agency, there's no real way for any management to prevent people from just putting the FlaVR name into their titles and impersonating FlaVR accounts. So this is an attempt to avoid affiliation with any bad actors in the event that someone uses FlaVR for their own evil ends. This means that looking back, it's kind of hard to say exactly who or what was in FlaVR at what given point in time.